Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I will talk about Colin Hart. Now, the boxing analyst and journalist has basically a few words to say. So I'm going to play the clip and then get right into it.
With Boxer, delighted to have with me renowned journalist Colin Hart. Colin, great to see you first. How are we keeping?
We're doing very well. The sun is shining, everything's good.
London is a beautiful city when the sun is shining indeed. Colin, just want to jump straight into it. Saturday, we get some news. Dillian Whyte fails a VADA test, adverse findings in his samples. What was going through your head when you were reading that statement?
Well, it's very sad, of course, that we've got another drug story on our hands following Conor Ben. But, you know, what I want to emphasise is, at the moment, you're innocent until proved guilty. Now, he's failed tests. We don't know what he's alleged to have taken, and he claims he is innocent and will prove it. So, let's not prejudge. You know, he's not guilty yet. Don't forget, he's been failed two previous drug tests. The second one, he was exonerated. So let's not jump to conclusions. But it's not good for him, and it's not good for the sport. It's certainly not good for Anthony Joshua.
Are you glad, though, that decision was made to kind of move towards a different opponent rather than the fiasco we had with Conor Ben and Cushy Went Jr.?
Yes, I am, but maybe for a different reason than you think. There's a big undercard, and a lot of young men have been training for weeks, and it costs money, sparring partners, etc., and they wouldn't have got paid. Now, I'm not crying for Joshua. He's a multi-millionaire, and obviously it's going to cost him money because he's obviously had his, shall we say, wages cut to fight Hellenius rather than White. So I'm delighted for the guys on the undercard.
Do we need more clarity with drug testing with UK with the board? We heard I heard yesterday from Eddie Hearn's interview with Simon Jordan on TalkSport, where he's not a British licence holder. So does that cause more issues and more delays, not in favour of Dillian Whyte?
Well, we're into boxing politics now, and yes, it's possibly true. But, you know, let's face it, it was a big fight, it was sold out. People were really looking forward to it, and it's not happening. Whichever licence he holds, it's just, as I said, a sad day.
In terms of anti-Joshua's mindset, he went through this with Big Baby Miller and Andy Ruiz jumping in last minute. How do you think he's taken the news, and do you think this will affect him or has affected him?
Well, I don't think Hellenius is a worse opponent than his previous one in April, Jermaine Franklin. There's hardly any difference. You look at their records, Hellenius has actually fought better men than Franklin's fought. I mean, he beat Chisora, he beat also Sam Peters, who was a world championship contender. I know that was 12 years ago. He's not a mug, but of course he's 39 years of age, and Joshua should walk through him.
So from that clip there, what we get is a measured approach to what I've been saying about the Dillian Whyte fiasco that has gone on, and that saw him have to drop out of the Anthony Joshua fight, which we were all anticipating. He gives a fair, measured approach to what has happened, and he is basically mirroring what I said in one of my earlier videos about innocent until proven guilty. So, and he actually states that in the second drug allegation that Dillian had, that he was exonerated. I didn't actually know if he was exonerated. It didn't actually come to light, and it wasn't a mainstream media story if he was exonerated. But I do know the sample was contaminated in the lab, and the second B sample didn't have any adverse findings. So, but it should have been more widespread news. Anyway, he goes on to give his opinions about Hellenius and saying that he's not a mug and that he has fought better opponents than Jermaine Franklin, which is true, and he does have more wins on his resume and has fought better opposition. So, what are your thoughts on what Colin Hart has to say, and do you agree that Whyte is innocent until proven guilty? And do you think Whyte has cheated? Because let's just ask a question unilaterally. Why would he out Eddie Hearn and basically go on talk sport to push for the fight, get the fight, probably take it at a lesser payday, get rid of the rematch clause, push for the fight, only to fail a drug test? It doesn't make sense. Something's not adding up here. Now, people are going to say, yeah, well, he's failed twice before. Yeah, the first time he failed, and he admitted to that. He took an over-the-counter supplement, and that was his fault, and he didn't check, and he was young and naive and whatever, and he got banned for 2 years, and he took that ban, and he did what he had to do. The second time, he apparently got allegations against him. He passed, so... like, I know lightning doesn't strike 3 times, and obviously people are going to draw conclusions and say this and say that, but let's just be balanced and fair and not be prejudiced like what Colin Hart was saying, because I think some people look at certain things and just jump to conclusions and jump on the bandwagon for the simple fact that it's easy. Just wait. When you know what you know, then you can say what you need to say. At the moment, everyone's just speculating, and it's not really fair, because most fans were all pushing for this fight and they wanted to see this fight, and based off Joshua's performance in the last fight with Hellenius, people are saying that Whyte would have knocked him out. And it's weird, because when Whyte got knocked out by Povetkin, everyone was laughing and saying, if you thought Wilder would get knocked out. So it just goes to show the parallel and the inconsistency in some boxing fans and how they just jump on bandwagons. So what do you think about what Colin Hart has to say, and do you agree? And do you think Whyte is innocent until proven guilty? Anyway, leave your comments in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.